Empire. Retirement through AI, the applications are growing.
They wanted to do something unique for the players. The LA Kings are a very, very innovative team. And they wanted to experiment with the metaverse and immersive media and fan engagement through these media.
That's Gilad Talmon, CEO of Yoom, who is helping give players, teams, and brands options to modernize connectivity. This is the Future Sport Podcast. I'm Bram Weinstein. Dustin Brown recently retired after a long hockey career with the Los Angeles Kings. He wanted to go out, though, in 2023 style, and Yoom was there to offer an opportunity to ride off into the virtual sunset. Our guest this week is Gilad Talmon. He's the CEO of Yoom, which is a deep tech company that is bringing real humans into the digital world with cutting-edge technology, and they just pulled off an incredible collaboration with the Los Angeles Kings as they took a retirement of one of their legendary players into AI. Hello, Gilad. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for hosting me.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about Yoom. What do you do?
So what we develop is a very, very efficient way of creating digital humans and augmented digital humans, essentially helping people transport themselves into digital and immersive environments.
Okay, so how do you go about doing that? If I wanted to become a digital human, how would I go about becoming a digital human?
So then it depends on the level of quality. So with the LA Kings, for example, we went to their media day. We set a few cameras on the ice, captured all of their athletes doing their signature moves. And then there's a whole stack of artificial intelligence and deep learning networks that take these pictures and transform them into 3D gaming models or very high fidelity in both motion and photorealism characters that you can then implement into any 3D engine.
Okay, so I'm a professional broadcaster. You could see me at the game broadcasting the game. Technically, you could put me into augmented reality where I'm doing my job and it would kind of feel as if I'm really there doing it?
So that depends on, there are a few applications of the technology. The application that we specialize in is the higher fidelity, again, of motion and photorealism, and that requires some post-processing. So that won't be live. But yes, if you have one of our systems deployed in the studio where you're broadcasting from, we could then take the broadcast, post-process it, and put it in a gamified environment. We actually did an interview for one of the Israeli tech TV shows where the entire interview takes place first in a cyberpunk environment and then in this fantastic forest with fantastic creatures walking all around.
That's wild. Let's talk about the one we've mentioned a couple times here. Dustin Brown, very famous Los Angeles Kings player, retired recently, and he did so in augmented reality. So could you kind of take me through what the partnership was like and kind of how this all came about?
So we started our partnership with the LA Kings actually last season towards the playoffs, where they wanted to do something unique for the playoffs. The LA Kings are a very, very innovative team. And they wanted to experiment with the metaverse and immersive media and fan engagement through these media. So last season, we, towards the playoffs, did a few captures of a few of the players on the ice and then created a whole slate of videos, special effects videos for their Jumbotron. This year, we signed together with them, we signed a 3-year partnership with them to create different types of content into these immersive environments, augmented reality environments, gaming environments. It started off by, again, content for the Jumbotron, continued to some augmented reality over broadcast in the Jumbotron. And then with Dustin, what we did is something innovative. We did a campaign for his retirement that combined the 3D display that's located in front of Crypto Stadium, where we did a very fast turnaround in less than a month. We did a special VFX video of him bursting from the screen in 3D, etc. That was accompanied by an AR campaign where you could bring him into your house and take a picture with him.
Do you know how many people, do you have any metrics of how many people actually interacted with this and actually took part in, say, taking pictures with Dustin Brown in augmented reality, et cetera? I guess what I'm asking is, what's the demand from the fans that want to see this type and interact with this type of media now?
So I don't have the final numbers. I have numbers from a couple of days after we launched the campaign. The campaign was out for a week, and it was in, I think, 15 or 16,000 people already did it.
Yeah.
So I know that the LA Kings are happy with the campaign, but the fans definitely liked it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about where people are and where fans are with this. This is some incredible technology, and obviously this is incredible things that you can do with it. And it obviously opens up an array of different opportunities for teams and players to interact with their fan bases. Where are fans with being able to understand how to interact with this if they wanted to? Are we still slow on the learning curve with that? Are we in the middle innings of that? How would you kind of describe where fans are right now?
So I depends. And it depends on who you target and what is the end goal, because the technology is just what it is. It's technology. It's the type of experience that you create with it that speaks to different type of fans. So we're getting very positive reactions, or the team is getting very positive reactions from the fans on the videos in the Jumbotron, and that these are the people that come and watch the game. We're preparing a more gamified type experience that I can't elaborate on now, but with the LA Kings that aimed at younger audiences, because it's a game.
Yeah.
It's something that is tailored for the younger type of audiences. This was more for kind of the hardcore fans that wanted to honor Dustin. So again, we saw really good responses both from the NHL and the other players and the fans. But just to summarize, I think that the type of response is it's not so much linked to the technology. Really, my take on things was always technology doesn't really matter. What matters is what type of experience you create for the fans and whether that experience is something that resonates with them. The technology behind it makes it easier, harder, possible, or impossible, but it's not the core.
This episode is brought to you by Chalk and Dog, which brings together the vast experience and expertise of two of the brightest agencies in media, sports, wagering, and gaming. With deep roots in the UK and the US, the agency offers expert guidance in everything from market entry to market expansion for startups as well as established global brands, powered by best-in-class communication and creative experts. Chalk and Dog has vast international experience and delivers results-oriented, tailor-made solutions for B2B and B2C organizations. Since you mentioned younger fans, I heard you say you cannot elaborate on exactly what you're doing, and I won't ask you to. But let's talk about the younger fans just broadly and in general, and how they interact with technology and maybe interact with teams differently than generations ahead of them. What are some of the goals that companies like yours, as you work with teams and leagues, what are some of the goals that you all are talking about as you try to interact with younger fans now?
So I think that the goal is the way that we look at it, and that's the reason that we're focused in the relationships that we have mainly on sports and music, is that these two fields are characterized by the fact that the fans have an emotional connection to the object, to the team or the singer or the song. It's something that transcends just a regular relationship between fans that watch a movie. And they either like it or they don't. Maybe they'll watch it one more time. It's something way deeper. And what we want to help the teams create. And what we believe immersive technology enables is a much stronger emotional connection with the experience. When you're able to bring a player to your home, when you're able to interact with that player or with the team in an immersive environment, that strengthens the emotional connection or gives you a better outlet for that emotional connection and enables the team to do, to maintain the community, do community building, allow the fans to interact with themselves and with the team. That's what we're really aiming for. That's the overarching goal of what we're trying to achieve with the team and our partners.
Okay. And you mentioned the connection between, it seems like, the player and the team brand to some degree. How about the moments from the games? Do those still matter? Do you need those to connect to the younger fans? Are you trying to emphasize the real life moments somehow in augmented reality with them?
So again, not so much us, but the field of volumetric capture, the field of immersive media deals with it quite a lot. There are technologies that are complementary to what we are creating that are doing just that. Take a look at what's being done by the NHL together with Disney and Disney XD, Disney Plus, Disney XD, and I forget the name of the actual show or the IP that they're working with, but they're now creating an immersive experience for younger fans that will take game moments and translate them into a fantastic world that kids can relate to. Look at what the NBA is now doing, what they expose, your capability of looking at game moments and even inserting yourselves into game moments. So me personally, I'm a very big believer in utilizing, again, these immersive technologies to let the fans interact in-game and out of game with the sports, because sports are all about moments and they're all about the emotional connection that you create with the team and the players. It's both. They can't exist without each other.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, off of this retirement that you did with Dustin Brown, I'm sure other teams and leagues looked at something like this and said, we want to do something like this. So can you share with us maybe what some other things maybe in the works that you're talking about with teams or leagues around the globe?
I need to be careful. But mainly, the trends that we're seeing are two things. One is really bringing the players to the homestead, to the environment of the fans and allowing them the interaction, kind of what we did with Dustin. The second thing that we're seeing a lot of is insertion into these immersive spaces of moments, but also of players for interactions. And again, I can't talk about things that we're doing because like 100% of them are under NDA, but think about if you saw what Sony is now doing with Manchester United, where they're creating this metaverse space where you'll be able to come and engage with the players, with the game moments, with the team, and again, make it more accessible to the younger audiences.
Okay.
So I think these are the main two trends that you're seeing, bringing the players into the house for interaction, and then bringing the players into these communal immersive environments, whether it's Roblox or Fortnite or these type of spaces where the young audiences already are, and allowing them the interactions that they're doing less and less in TV.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I wanted to hear it from the player perspective too, and maybe their representatives as well. Since you mentioned places like Fortnite, players like Justin Jefferson, the Vikings receiver, has made himself available there. There are other players that are doing things like this. We are in a new age with social media and streaming where a lot of players are branching out away from just being a player, and they have streams and all sorts of ways to interact with their fans. Are they coming to you directly now and saying, we want to be part of this and we're trying to figure out where we belong in all of this?
Yeah, both individual players and player associations. We're discussing with some of the biggest player associations in the world exactly around that, their capability of outside the teams, their capability of engaging with their fans and creating additional experiences with their fans again, to strengthen the ties to their community that supports them.
Gilad Talmon is the CEO of Yoom. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
On the next Future Sport podcast, mental health for athletes has become a national issue, but there is help.
We're going to have to find ways to apply all of science, all of this new learning to help strengthen people and give them the capacity they need to meet these new demands that we've created, but to do it in a way where they can be their best day after day while also being healthy and have the longevity and the quality of life that every person deserves.
That's former Pro Bowl tight end Julius Thomas, who is now working with athletes to broaden their understanding of themselves. That will do it for this episode. As always, the future is now. This is the Future Sport Podcast. I'm Bram Weinstein.